Okay, so since we're going to be having a series soon, working with coconuts, we're preparing for that class in Patreon, the master class on working with coconuts and things like that. I also want to bring up this other interesting device that I think is really going to enlighten you. So. With coconuts, there are different things you can do with coconuts. You can break witchcraft with coconuts. You can open up rows of coconuts. You can dominate with coconuts. There's a lot of different things you can do with coconuts. But there's also something I want to show you, which is Cascarilla. All right, and this is what you're seeing here. Okay, now Cascarilla. Let me see if I can get it in its whole form. Here we go. All right. Looks, because of these little units, they'll look like that, okay? And these little ketchup cups, okay? That's what whole Cascarilla is. This is it back in its powder form. And Cascarilla is simply ground eggshell powder. Now, that's what we have here in the States. Now, if you go back deeper into the roots, it was kaolin clay, okay? In some areas still use that to be even more traditional to the practice. What I want to say is I've got my notes over here because there's a lot I wanted to say. I wanted to make sure I didn't go rambling off as I often do, as I'm doing right now. Okay, back on topic, Doc. So Cascarilla helps to break, things like different forms of sorcery, just saltiness in general, evil will, evil eyes, what I'm trying to say, and envy. I'm trying to say evil eye and envy at the same time. If you're being attacked by evil spirits, if you can't sleep at night, if you feel bad, you're feeling distressed, you have feelings of desperation, you're feeling sad, you don't know what to do, Cascarilla is going to help, or it's going to help take away all those bad feelings. Particularly if you're being assaulted by a mortal, by the dead, all right? Maybe you have a relative that recently died, and they're waking you up at night. Maybe you are a medium, maybe you're not a medium. Maybe you have mediumistic sensitivity. Maybe you don't, but you've been experiencing these types of visitations of the dead. Or you've been experiencing what we call night terrors, all right? Or even if you've gone through, a scare, a fright, some type of deeply traumatic event, something that's reached down and it has disrupted the constitution of your soul. Cascarilla is going to help bring peace to that. All right. So a lot of times, our energy is really, really off because of the way that we live, as far as our we live in this modern society where there's electronics everywhere, the 9 to 5, the hustle, the bustle, it's just all kinds of things. There are police brutality, corruption in government. It's just a mess. And so all of these conglomerated issues, these conspiracies, if you will, or I should say conspiring sinister forces, are going to over time wear out your energetic field. I don't care how strong of a person you are. Given enough time, like water in a canyon is going to wear down your energetic and your fortifications in your aura. All right. So, and what begins to happen is you can't get ahead. You can't get money. You start feeling sick. Start feeling tired, you feel depressed. Cascarilla is going to help you with that, all right? Because a lot of times what's going on is, and I don't want to get too deep in this right now, we're going to do a course on this, but really what's happening is there is a disruption happening between you and your guardian angel, all right? A lot of other cultures may call that the crown chakra, or the Sasahara, or the Ori, or whatever your tradition calls it. Is really a very similar concept. And so what's happening is, as that connection between your guardian angel and you is breaking down, it's collapsing, it's dissolving, it's deteriorating, it's causing a lot of issues to take place, right? Your roads begin to start closing. You know, you can't get money, you can't hold on to it. There's a lot of different things that can go on, right? So Cascarilla, again, Cascarilla is eggshell powder. The word literally means husk, like the, you know, egg husk. That's what it looks like. This is in its powdered form. Okay. Let's see if we can get that good on the camera. All right. So that's what it looks like there. All right. Cascarilla. Okay. So this stuff is very, very inexpensive. All right, back to my notes here. I kind of went off a little bit there. Yeah, so the connection between you and your guardian angel, the crown chakra is becoming, you know, unbalanced. Or you may say that, you know, your aura is being turned or whatever. Your star is being darkened. However, your terminology, your culture terminology words it, again, it's a very similar condition, right? This causes you to not be able to have money, not be able to find gainful employment. It begins to, your health begins to deteriorate, your employment begins to deteriorate, your love life eventually becomes affected, because that energy is being blocked. All right. So this very, very powerful, very, very strong device, this cascarilla, this eggshell powder, this husk, all right, has enough force in it to help you break negative energy, balance your energy out, so that you and your guardian angel can again be in balance. It's going to strengthen that bond. It's going to restore. It's going to fortify that bond between you and your guardian angel, right? So, and this exactly, you know, like I said, it's sometimes called the crown chakra. The reason for that is because it's this spiritual entity, okay, this spiritual aspect of ourselves that connects us here in the material to the spiritual. It connects us to the heavens. It connects us to the immaterial world, to the non-physical world, to the spiritual dimension, right? So when we have that strong connection, blessings can flow from that dimension, mediated by our higher selves, our crown chakra, our aura, our guardian angel, whatever, into our physical lives, right? So, and let me also say this, okay, because this goes into talking about, you know, praying for blessings. You know, from my background, prayer is a powerful thing, and prayer is not necessarily a cute thing either. It's not necessarily civilized. It's not necessarily dignified. All right. Sometimes the scripture says that God is near to those who are of a broken and of a contrite spirit. Sometimes it's in that moment of brokenness, you need to cry out and pray. That moment of